everybody. I'm with Wilfred Dreckmann. Wilfred, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm fine. Hi, Allan. How are you?
Good. Wilfred runs Spa Project. He's in Europe. He's actually near Dusseldorf or Cologne, right? Did you tell me northern Germany somewhere, right?
That's right.
Although if I'm connecting with you, it seems to be either in Beijing or London or some other part of the world.
Your background looks great.
Thank you. Well, today it's Palm Springs, and as you see, I said I'm in my T-shirt today. Relax, meet me at the spa, right? Live, love, spa. It's going to be 100 degrees here today, so that means shorts and T-shirts in my part of the world.
That's good for you.
Yes.
We're in the middle of spring here in Germany, which is nice and pleasant, but not as warm as at your place.
Well, I'll put on a sport coat for the next time we speak, but you and I, we talk regularly about this subject, and I want to dive right into it. And it is probably an endemic issue across the globe, and that's staffing, right?
It is. It is. Wherever I go, I would say I don't have one single client who is not looking for staff. And they all are complaining. I had the news from Italy that 2 spas in Italy had to close down due to the fact that they didn't get any employees anymore. So there are clients out there who want to go to a spa, but they don't get any massage therapists, beauty therapists whatsoever. So they had to actually close down.
Oh my God. I mean, Wilfred, there is no quick answer for that, correct? This is a long-term issue that starts with getting people into school and helping them understand there is a career here.
Well, it's funny. I did a research a couple of weeks ago, and we tried to find out what the reasons are. And in this research, I also asked a couple of recruitment agencies, and I asked them the same question. I said, listen, guys, what's the solution? Is there a solution? You know what they said? They said, no, there is no solution, which I don't believe. I think there are solutions, but what we don't have is we don't have easygoing solutions. It's not an easy one. We really have to work on that.
You know, it's very rare these days that we find people who want to be natural healers. I'm not involved in the school aspect, but I know the schools are busy here. But I also think the attrition rate is running around 50%. You know, people get out in the industry and they work for a little bit and then they find something else they want to do. So I think it's either iSpa or someone else, and I don't remember, but someone's publishing numbers that says we're short 30 to 40,000 people in our industry.
Yeah, that was a number years ago already published by Global Wellness Institute, if I remember well. And that was years ago. And I would believe that these numbers have gone up in the last couple of years. However, the question is, why is that so complicated? Why don't we find worldwide? I mean, this is not a European problem or not a US problem. And I mean, you have a totally different system of wages and salaries, and still you have the same problem like other countries. I think only in Asia it's a little bit different, but although we have different salary systems, we have the same problem. So how does it come?
Wilfred, what do you think about can you address the training of staff? Because I think sometimes a lot of it comes down to training and motivation. These are the 2 things that are going to keep people engaged in our industry.
I actually, I would have agreed a couple of years ago, but lately I've seen that it is not a question of motivation. Or let's put it in another way. The question of motivation starts at the very beginning. It's not the motivation of staff you have already. It's the staff, or it's the people who are trying to find a new job, trying to find their career. They don't want to go. They are not considering spa as a profitable idea or a good idea to work in for the next couple of years or whatsoever. What we found out in our research was that we have not only a structural problem, you know, it's not only the problem that we are not paying enough or we have like 3 weekends in the months to work and only 1 weekend off. This is one part of the problem. Another part of the problem, at least here in Germany or in the European countries, is that we have a certain image problem. You know that I had a physiotherapist, and she was looking for a job, and I had at the same time I had a client who was looking for a physio. So I brought the two of them together and said, why don't you apply for a job there? So she didn't really respond, and 2 weeks later I called her up and said, hey, listen, what's about your application? Why didn't you apply for this job there? And she said, well, you know, it's a wellness hotel. So yeah, what? It's a wellness hotel, right? Yeah, she said, but it's a wellness hotel. And I said, so what's the problem? Well, she said, well, you're right. You know what? Working in the field of wellness is probably still better than living on social welfare. I said, what? Seriously? Are you telling me that working in a wellness area is better than getting social welfare? So this demonstrates kind of what image we have. People think, no, working in the wellness field is not really what I want. It's not really professional. It's rubbish.
What I hear you saying is we have an image problem that we may have to correct about the way we talk about being in our industry.
People are perceiving our industry as something which is not real, not serious. It's something, you know, it's not really therapeutic. And those who really want to do therapeutic work, they don't go into the wellness sector. They are going into a clinic, into a medical spa, into a physiotherapy thing whatsoever. But they don't really consider a spa as a serious workplace. Apart from that, we are, at least here in Germany and in other European countries, we are not really paying, let's say, too much.
Right. Wilfred, let's finish with this. Can you, if you were telling a facility what to do to find employees today, do you have one or two tips you could share with our audience?
Yeah, first of all, think about the generations. They're all focusing on the Generation Y and Generation Z, you know. But you know who the biggest amount of people are in the world? It's my generation. It's the baby boomer generation, those who are 50 and 50 plus. So why don't we look for beauticians and massage therapists who are 50 something? There are much more on the labor market in this age. So why don't we look for them? Another thing is we have to seriously think about our payment and about working conditions. We cannot hire people anymore telling them you have to work 3 weekends in a row per month. That's not going to work anymore. So, and third, we need to seriously think about leadership in spas, and that would be worth another video chat, because leadership is simply not happening.
Well, I think we're going to come back and do leadership, but you just gave some pretty good hiring tips for going to find people. And I agree with you. The answer is not to decide. There's no answer. You have to be proactive and be forceful about moving forward. And it's the survival of not only of your own facility, but of our industry in general too. So Wilfred, always love catching up with you. Wonderful information on staffing, and we'll look forward to coming back, and we're going to talk about leadership. Okay.
See you soon. Thanks for calling.
Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.